is Andrew McLaughlin. Andrew is also a graduate from Slippery Rock University. He is phys ed. He is currently at the University of Pittsburgh on an interim absence, doing a master's program. I've permitted him to do that and put in an interim director in that position because I highly believe in continuing education. So the people that I have on staff, the more they think, the better they do, the better they do, the better I do, the better I do, the better the Butler Y does. So think about continuing education. I'll talk about that a little bit. So much of the time I see when students graduate, they say, okay, they're done. Okay, we're done, done. And you might want to take a little break and work for a while. But when you stop thinking, then you really stop producing in different areas and the creative juices don't really gel as well as they could. And this is pool one, so we actually have two swimming pools. This is a lap swimming pool. There's 5 lanes in here. We currently host the Butler YMCA swim team, which it has a little over 125 kids in it this year. We also host NOC swim team, and then we have maybe 40 or 50 swim lessons per week, water aerobics and things like that. So Andrew is responsible for scheduling all of this water time, and in his absence, then I have another interim director. Okay? Boy, those are really bad. Sorry about that. That's another pool. That's our therapy pool. It looks great on my computer. Yeah, it's a therapy pool. It's a warm water pool. It is 88 degrees. It is great for seniors and babies. So understanding facilities and a little bit of what you can do in different environments. Oh, there you go. That's a little better. Thanks. It's something that'll help you as you move forward in trying to find a position that's perfect for you. Okay. Budget implementation. I started as an aerobics instructor at the YMCA. Taught 2 classes a week. I was an aerobic junkie, basically an aerobic guru. But then I really started working my skills, and from there I developed into a personal trainer, and then I took that to full-time personal training, which really requires a lot of social and marketing skills as well as the science skills specific to personal training. From there, they actually created a position because I created all this income. And the first position was Health and Wellbeing Director. I had that for maybe 2 years, and then they created another position for me, which was Senior Physical Director. So you think, how do things happen? I don't even know. I've never applied for a job yet. I started as aerobic instructor. They said they needed one, and I said, okay. And then from there, I was just accepted and asked to take other leadership roles. But I chose something early on. I chose excellence, and I chose continued education. And so those 2 things have moved me along. For the Butler YMCA, I am the most traveled person in Butler YMCA. So I've been around the world this year 6 times for the YMCA. That's crazy. That's really crazy. I usually go for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. The Y actually gives me interpreters if I need them. But at some point, I had to really get good at budgeting. It was not necessarily my forte, but all organizations, even nonprofit organizations, have to make payroll. And I wanted to pay my instructors top notch. And so then I had to get good at marketing us. I had to understand where I could make an income, generate an income so that I could pay the people that I thought were doing well a decent wage. Then as they marketed themselves, then I pay them more. So the more marketable you are, the more you're worth. It's so simple. So if I have 3 sports management graduates, I have to look at those 3 and think, which one can I market the best? Which one can come in with the most ideas and really make this thing sing? So when you're thinking about your skills balance-wise, you got to think about all those kinds of things. I had to do a lot of it understanding the budget. I became a YMCA trainer. Like I said, I moved into health and well-being position, and then I needed to train my instructors, and I thought, how do I do that? The YMCA has all kinds of certification courses. And so I took one and then realized that the studying that I had told myself that I'd do, so I study an hour a day. I've studied an hour a day for probably over 10 years. And I make sure that it's specific to whatever it is I want my department to do or to learn. Well, in that, I realized that the experience I had teaching aerobics and then the studying kind of put me in a different league. And so I started teaching these certifications, and the evaluations came back, wow. And so then I started teaching for them in Pennsylvania. Then I started teaching for them in the United States. And then I was asked to be on the international team maybe 8 years ago. So I didn't even know there was an international team. I did not even think about traveling outside of my YMCA. My actual goal was to train my instructors so that they would be top-notch. And so then I decided that I would choose excellence. But in choosing excellence, I've got a dream job. It's not necessarily a dream job every day, but my attitude says it's a dream job, and actually it's pretty sweet because I kind of coordinate and move into the areas that interest me, but it's a lot of hard work. But the YMCA gave me wings here that I never ever dreamed of. But there's probably a lot of things that could be in your future if you just listened to opportunity when it knocks, and then you continued your education in something that kept you marketable. Okay. Here I am in Taichung, Taiwan. I'm at a dinner. I've got an interpreter next to me. This was the person that traveled from the YMCA as my assistant. I had everything provided for me. I taught instructors and trainers for 10 days. YMCA takes really good care of their employees and their staff. And so then they always ask, what is it that you would like to do? So I am a hiker and a biker. And so when I was in Japan, I hiked Fuji. When I was in Hong Kong, I biked Land 2, which is one of the smaller islands in Hong Kong. It's amazing. And so what I'm saying to you is, you got all kinds of stuff that you could probably do that you've never dreamed about if you choose excellence and you choose continuing education that'll make you marketable. And then you listen to the door of opportunity, because when she knocks, if you open it, you could find yourself in a crazy place like I did, looking at crazy people that are looking back at you with red hair and freckles thinking, what is that all about? Huh? Good. I became a personal trainer. And I started with just, a couple people. I was the first trainer at the Butler YMCA. So that was over 10 years ago. If you think about personal training, it's a really hard nut to crack. I did it in a small town, and I was female. So when I went into the weight room, it was what your mind can conjure up about old-time weight room. It actually had a dirt floor. It was filthy dirty, and so were most of the people in there, including their language. And I was able to handle myself just fine in there because I guess I can share with you, my father was an alcoholic and I grew up in a bar. So it wasn't that much different of an environment really for me. But I learned the skills well, and I decided that I would train women and teach women to be strong and teach women to strength train. So anyways, I opened a nut for women. I cracked that nut open that really took me from 2 trainings a week to 40 to 60. I say 40 to 60 because they went anywhere between 30 minutes and 60-minute sessions. Just marketing that and managing that and studying and doing the doc referrals and so forth to keep that going on a safe level was crazy hard and crazy fun. I put this picture in here because this is Jan. Jan is a really good friend of mine. She looks better than that now, and that's better than she actually did look when I started with her. She's down 100 pounds. And 2 weeks ago, she entered me in a contest, and I didn't know about it. And so a few days ago, I was notified by the American Council on Exercise that I'm in a national contest called Top 40 Trainers to Watch. And what they're looking for are trainers that are on the move, that their programming and the changes that they're making in people's lives are things that people need to really stop and look at because they could help other trainers move along. And I didn't even know she did that. But if you teach someone and give them the skills to change their life, then all of a sudden they can't do anything but say, wow, this person has really helped me. And so this morning we took pictures to go on the Life Fitness Facebook page. So if you go there in the next few days, you can actually vote for Jan and I, so that they're just trying to have a national vote to see how that'll work out. But then my qualifications and my skills will be compared to others. And just to make it top 40 out of hundreds of applicants was really amazing to me, but it goes back to really dedication, and this one person totally believed in me, and I totally believed in her. So building relationships, I can't even say how amazing that is. She's a really treasured friend. Okay. Internship site. I don't know whether you recognize either one of these people. Do anybody recognize either one of those people? They just graduated. So this is Mark Steiner. Mark is public health. He was my first public health intern. This is Allie Haldy. She's exercise science. She is currently here. Physical therapy starting just this September. But they were full-time interns in my department over the summer. I take it very seriously, so both of these needed 480 hours to actually complete. Mark did a physician's referral program that was very intense. Allie wrote materials for a program called Why Weight, which is a research-based weight management program. So we really do highly respect the interaction between students and adults, and think about how that works the whole way around. I have never had a bad intern. I once had an intern's mother call me and say, Bill is too sore to come to work today because I work them. So if you're exercise science, I think you should be able to do an hour of exercise a day, and I think I put him in a class that, weight training class or something that, I don't know, made him sore and tired. So that's kind of crazy to me that his mama would call. So if you're in an internship, your mama should not call. It's not cool. Hopefully you'd think about that. And so anyways, we got over that. He learned from it. But I've had a lot of great interns. Your internship or your practicum site becomes a resource for you. It's a really great place to talk to that person about the what ifs or what do you think about. I kind of become their professional mama in a kind of a sort of way. So wherever they go to, we stay connected. I have a wall in my office called Intern Alley. So I've had so many interns that I keep their picture, and when they're done, they write a little bio, what I learned at the Butler YMCA, and that helps me remember each one of them. But they stay connected to me, and I watch them really progress. The skills I teach them at the Butler Y are the things that I have listed here just a little bit about what I think is important for success in any field, not necessarily exercise science or not necessarily any specific field. Okay? So the question I have for you, and this is a real serious one, what do you want? What do you want? And how are you going to get there? So you're sport management, and so have you thought about where you want to work? Most of the time, people say to me, well, yeah, I need to get a job. Okay, so did you write down what that means? Get a job, YMCA, blah, 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 blah. Different places to get a job, and what that means, you got to have some kind of a plan, okay? Why did you choose sport management? Somebody throw something out. Why did you choose that? I'm always curious. Talk to me. Why did you choose sport management?
Love sports.
Love sports, okay. Why'd you choose it?
It makes a sport a business.
Okay, good. Why'd you choose it?
I wanted to make games better.
Okay, that's a great reason. Okay, good. Why'd you choose it?
Just for the entertainment atmosphere.
Okay, entertainment. Good. Why'd you choose it?
Make it be sport and business.
Yeah. All right. So you've thought it through why you chose it. Now you have to figure out what makes you different from the person that's next to you. So look at him and smile. But if I had the two of you in an interview and he was sitting outside, you're like, here we are. This is game on. Game on. What's going to make the two of you different? That's what you really need to think about. Because when I'm hiring, that's what I'm thinking about. Okay, so they both have the same background. Who's the better hire for me? Okay. These are the 10 things that I think that you need to do, or that I have noticed have really changed people in any background. So, I guess I need a drum roll. That should be you guys. Can you do a drum roll? That's pretty pathetic. I could make one. All right, go ahead. All right, get in shape, stay in shape. Think about this. You're not exercise science, but I'm a research girl. So I'm currently at the University of Pittsburgh doing research, and the research says hands down, people that exercise every day, I'm not saying crazy exercise, I'm saying exercise. According to the guidelines, at least 30 minutes a day. For adults, it should be 60 minutes a day of moving. One, they don't cost the facility as much in downtime and sick pay. Two, their attitudes are usually more positive. Three, they have higher energy levels and usually get more done in a day. I'm hiring in marketing, so it makes more sense to me to hire someone that is at least physically fit enough, because I'm looking for a role model, and I'm looking for someone that's not going to call me 3 days a week with downtime. Does that make sense? Shake your head, that makes sense. All right, so I want you to think about that and put it to you and wherever you are. I'm not saying I'm looking for the perfect thin person that's buff and things like that. Not doing that. YMCA is totally different than that. I'm looking for a role model, a healthy role model, but I'm not alone. People are looking for a healthy role model that is going to be able to do the job, do it well, with a smile on their face every dang day. So that's kind of where this comes into play. Good. Be a lifetime learner. I've said a number of times, continuing education. Continuing education comes in all kinds of forms. So it could be formal. All right, I like formal. I actually pay at the Butler YMCA if you are in formal continuing education. I want to help you get there. And so when you're really looking at a company or an organization, that's something that you might want to consider. But even if you're not thinking about formal education, a lifetime learner might just be trying a new thing. Might be going into a cycle class, might be doing just something that you have never done before, because lifetime learning is all kinds of different things. Learning about different sports, learning about different people. All of those things play into making you a better rounded person.